I feel like in some ways, with books like yours, with podcasts like this one, in some ways we're kind of, bucking a trend by speaking openly about and celebrating fatherhood. I wonder, when you saw the name Modern Dadhood come across your desk, what does that phrase mean to you or evoke in you?
It's funny because when I heard about you guys, I was like, wow, what a great concept. I think it's funny because fatherhood has changed so dramatically, I think, and pretty quickly. The expectations of fathers, like, when I can't speak for you guys, but, when I was a kid, my dad, partly because of the addiction and partly because of his work schedule, he was rarely at things. Like if he was there, it was a graduation or a wedding or a funeral or it was something big. And my kids, the expectation is that dad's always there. And if that isn't there, there needs to be a conversation before said event so dad can explain that he can't be there because dad has to work so that he can help pay for the event that the child is enjoying. And so I think the expectations of fatherhood have changed so rapidly in a good way. I would contend. But modern dads, we're doing it all. We're doing it all, and it's not just the physical presence; it's the emotional presence. I read a book before I had before we had our first child. And I haven't read any books since because you realize you start reading those books and I'm not even sure those books are written by people who have children. But I read a book before I knew better than to read books. And anyway, I forget the author, but he or she wrote that one of the best things you can do with your child is to just talk to them about important stuff, small stuff, silly stuff. Just engage in the art of conversation at an early age. Just the give and take, not so they, learn how to read faster or talk faster, but to develop the relationship. Because apparently the time comes where your children don't want to speak to you as much. But if you have laid that foundation and you've planted those seeds, it becomes a lot easier later in life when children become a bit more complicated than my 7 and 4-year-old.
Oh, hey friends, thanks for watching. While you're here, go ahead and hit the like button, the subscribe button, and tap that notifications bell. And hey, if you're into this kind of content, check out Modern Dadhood on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, or wherever you listen.